Okay, here we go. So, just like last week's modeling with my responses about Friday Night Lights, if you took a look at those, I sort of made a color key, so to speak, so you can track the different parts of my reader response and you can see how some of the elements of what I talked about in the mini lesson have come forward in my writing. So, when I'm ready to type up my reader response, I will find that spot in my responding to reading log and begin typing. And I want to start with introducing what the thematic idea is. You can see that in the green. The most common thematic idea or motif that I saw in the first few chapters of House on Mango Street is the bond of family, although that bond can sometimes be complicated. Now, I've got that main topic sentence down. I want to tell the reader where it exists in my book, right? I don't want to just say that, I want to prove it. The evidence of this thematic idea first appears in the book when Esperanza, the protagonist, discusses the difficulty her family has had finding housing that is tolerable. And then, now that I've established that, what's the quote that goes with it? She describes their flat on Loomis as, quote, water pipes breaking and the landlord wouldn't fix them, and, quote, using the washroom next door and carrying water in empty milk gallons. So right there, my first three sentences of my reader response are what's the thematic idea? Where do I see it in the book? And what's the quote that really shows it? And now I'm going to analyze it a bit. One can imagine the family having to rely on each other to split duties, keep this dilapidated home livable, that means run down, and maintain some level of hope through such poverty. This dire situation prompted the family to become so excited about moving to Mango Street, although once again they had to stick together through the disappointment of another rundown home. They only had each other when this disappointment popped up, and that's why the bond of family was so important, right? Okay, so next, what's another example of this thematic idea? The reader also sees this thematic idea of the bond of family through Esperanza's appreciation of her mother's hair. Quote follows with the quote, right? She contrasts her mother's hair to the rest of the family, stating it as, quote, sweet to put your nose into when she's holding you when you feel safe, is the warm smell of bread before baking it. So making a comparison within the comparison there. Comfort and safety equals the mother's hair, which is just like the warm smell of bread before baking it. And now I analyze that. Her mother's hair serves as a metaphor for those fleeting moments of comfort Esperanza feels amid such movement and chaos, trying to find a place she can truly call home without it crumbling to pieces in front of her very eyes. Now, last step in the blue, connection to another story. Remember, that's part of the prompt. I want you to connect to another book or movie from this year or years past. I did that here. This connects to the absolutely true diary of a part time Indian and the character Rowdy. Rowdy did not have any semblance of a family bond with an abusive and alcoholic father. So he latched onto Junior's family to provide that safety and structure. This is similar to how Esperanza clings to her mother's hair and one day hopes her family can settle down and represent normal, just as Rowdy sees Junior's family as that representation of normal. Okay? So that connection there of the bond of family and the longing for family to be more normal, to live a more normal life, I saw as similar from Esperanza's perspective to Rowdy's perspective in True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. And as you know from that mentor text, family was a huge part of that book. Okay, so you are going to write a similar reader response with these different parts in them that you can see color coded in your LDG responding to reading log on your LDG book. And just like with last week's log, I'll be checking that to make sure that you all have completed that and you're following through with each day's expectations. I have graded the majority of those logs from last week and given you a score back. If you have any questions about that score, please reach out to me. If you missed on a couple of those prompts and you want to make them up, that's fine. You can. I'd rather you do them better late than never. Just let me know that you have submitted something new so I can reassess that score. Okay? That's it for today. I hope everyone has a good Monday. You're following the program here as far as taking a look at all my slides, reading your independent book on Sora, your LDG book on Sora, and then writing up your reader response around your thematic idea that you find to be really important in your book. Good luck. I'll be here around my computer all day. If anyone has any questions, just shoot me a quick email. Let me know. Hope everyone is doing okay, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks.